Frazee, the fiance of missing Colorado mom KELSEY Berreth, has been arrested in connection with her disappearance.
Here we go again, guys. Another Colorado mom missing, and the prime suspect, her fiance. I mean, could this get any more bizarre? And honestly, I know I say bizarre a lot, but really, could it really get any more bizarre? I don't think so. It hasn't even been a 3-month time span between the Chris Watts case and now Kelsey's missing. I don't know where to begin with this entire case. This video is probably going to be really short because I don't have a lot of information for you. I only have what the media and authorities have released to the media to share with you, and honestly it's not a lot because this case is still ongoing. They are going to trial, they are still investigating, so there's not a lot of information, unfortunately, that the police are willing to release at this point. But what I do have, I will share with you, and if I get any updates, I will definitely do a second video for you guys. But I just wanted to let you know this is kind of unraveling as we speak. KELSEY Berreth was born September 15th, 1989. She moved to Colorado in hopes to become a pilot. KELSEY was an American airline pilot for DOS Aviation. She lived in Woodland Park, Colorado with her 1-year-old daughter. KELSEY's fiance is Patrick Frazee. KELSEY and Patrick had a 1-year-old daughter and they were engaged to be married. However, KELSEY lived in a townhome alone with her 1-year-old daughter, and Patrick lived with his mom. Neighbors say that KELSEY was a very quiet person, that she pretty much kept to herself, and she was very sweet. On November 22nd, 2018, KELSEY was last seen at a Safeway grocery store with her young daughter. 10 days later, her family reported her missing. I'm a little bit curious. I'm a little bit suspicious of why it took her family 10 days to call in and report her missing. This makes no sense. And how come her fiance never said anything? So KELSEY's fiance Patrick Frazee was brought in for questioning. As you guys know, in these types of cases, the #1 prime suspect is the spouse usually, so the police will try to investigate them and ask them questions first just to rule them out so they can go on to the next suspect and who might really be involved. So when authorities questioned Patrick, he said that he did in fact see KELSEY later on that day after she got back from the store. He was actually the last one to see her. He says that he saw her at her apartment and then after that she just vanished. When they searched KELSEY's place, they found cinnamon rolls still on the stove as though she was baking, her car still in the driveway, her keys, her purse, everything else still inside of the apartment. The only thing missing was her phone and herself. Neighbors and friends also say that KELSEY was very responsible and would never just up and leave her child or disappear like that. They searched Patrick Frazee's home that he shared with his mother, but they found absolutely nothing to tie him to the disappearance of KELSEY. Police wasted no time in this case. They brought in the Colorado Bureau of Investigation and the FBI. While investigating, authorities discovered mysterious text from KELSEY's phone just 3 days after her disappearance. She actually texted her boss saying that she wouldn't be in for work for the next week. Patrick also claimed to have received texts from KELSEY but would not disclose the context of those messages. Authorities reported at 5:13 the same day, KELSEY's phone was detected dinging at a nearby cell tower in Idaho, about 800 miles away from where she lived in Woodland Park. Now, KELSEY does have family in Washington. She also has family in Idaho. Her mother actually lives in Idaho, but no one claims to have seen her. KELSEY's mom held a press conference a few days after KELSEY's disappearance. The funny thing about this is that Patrick Frazee did not show up. Frazee would not speak on the matter. He instead had his appointed lawyer try to shed some light on it, and literally it was utter BS because it just makes no freaking sense. I don't know what the he was doing, but he did not attend the press conference of his missing fiance. Like, I'm sorry, I just cursed, but I'm just so confused as to why. Like, if you are going to murder someone and you want to get away with it, be smart about it. These types of behaviors are not working out. We saw this same type of behavior in the Chris Watts case. So this entire time, cops have been going over Kelsey's home and continuing to do their searches and investigating everything that they possibly can. They took a lot of evidence away from Kelsey's home that they were able to take back to the labs. At this point, authorities believe that Kelsey is not alive. Although they do not have a body, investigators say they found what they believe to be the prime crime scene back at Kelsey's townhome. On December 22nd, 2018, authorities arrested Patrick Frazee and charged him with first-degree murder. He will possibly face the death penalty. Police are looking into the possibility that Frazee may not have acted alone. We do know Kelsey's cell phone was detected pinging at the cell tower in Idaho. However, Kelsey's cell phone has yet to be found by authorities. Kelsey's 1-year-old daughter is now in custody with her family and is safe. Frazee's trial date starts New Year's Eve, December 31st. All I can say is talk about the dumbest criminals of 2018, and we're lining them up. We're lining them up right now. The similarities between this case and the Chris Watts case is immensely, insanely weird and creepy. Like, it gives me literal goosebumps to think about these two cases because they are so close to each other. If you haven't seen that case, I highly recommend you go and watch that video. I will leave it linked on the screen right here for you guys to check out. This isn't exactly laid out like the Chris Watts case, because at least he didn't kill his daughter, which, thank God, like, at least the children were spared in this case, or the child was spared in this case. But it's still very similar and very close to home with the Chris Watts case, and it is just so very bizarre. And I mean, this is catastrophic. It's catastrophic to have two family murders like this in 1 year and not even 3 months apart in the same freaking state. I know that authorities and police, the FBI, has not released a lot of information, but whatever they found in Kelsey's townhome had to be something super incriminating for them to go ahead and arrest Patrick on these charges. It must have been some blood splatter, a blood stain. The idea that he was not working alone is a very possible idea, very probable, very likely, because like I said, the fact that her family waited so long before reporting her missing, 10 days, you guys, is a really long time to wait to report someone missing. 10 days? I mean, in 10 days, not only is the adult missing and might possibly never be found, but the trail is going cold. Why would you wait for 10 days? If you're waiting for 10 days, the trail is going cold to finding the person you love, to finding that missing person that you love. Why would you wait 10 days? So the idea that Patrick was not working alone is really starting to warm up on me. I'm thinking that maybe, I don't know, I'm not saying for sure. I don't want to attack the family or say anything negative about the family, because it's already hard enough to have someone missing that you really love, and to have such a terrible, catastrophic thing happen to a family like this. But they look really suspicious. Honestly, they look really suspicious. Let's go over this again because this is crazy. So she was last seen at a convenience store with her daughter. After that, the only other person who has seen her after that was Patrick, and he claims to have seen her at her apartment, and later on she vanished. She had her car still in the driveway. She had cinnamon rolls on the stove, on the oven. So she was there, she was cooking. She had stuff still in the house. Her keys hadn't gone anywhere. Her purse, nothing's missing except for Kelsey herself and her cell phone. Okay? Her cell phone is now found in freaking Idaho at a cell tower. It's pinged in Idaho at a cell tower, where we know the only people that she's connected to in Idaho is her family, her mother in particular. Okay? Who waited 10 days to report her missing. Like, is that a coincidence? I don't know. You know, she waited 10 days to report her daughter missing. That's crazy. So the idea that Patrick possibly wasn't working alone is not that far off. I don't think it's that far off. Also, Patrick's behavior, if we watch the little bit we see of Patrick, is very odd, very cold, very weird. He doesn't seem to be all that upset about anything, you know what I mean? He seems to be protecting himself. He won't speak at all, which I get it's smart, it's for legal purposes, but at the same time, I mean, your wife, your fiance is missing. Like, Your fiance is missing. Like, you want to talk as much as you can. You don't care about talking to the media and letting them know, like, oh my God, my fiance is missing and I want to find her. Like, you're doing everything you possibly can. You're at tears at this point, and I just don't see it. I don't see it. I didn't see it with Chris Watts, and I don't see it in this case. I think if anything, Patrick learned from watching Chris's case not to go in front of the media, because the media would pull him apart and he would eventually crack, just like Chris did. He would be under the microscope, and the cops, the FBI, the Colorado Bureau of Investigation, who, by the way, on the last case with Chris, amazing job, would have cracked him. He doesn't want to be put in that light. However, it doesn't matter, because evidence is evidence. Hardcore solid evidence, they're gonna find it. If it's there, they're gonna find it. And above anything, I hope to God that they found Kelsey's body above anything else, so that she could at least have a resting place for her daughter to come and visit her when she gets older. I can't wait to see what happens next in this trial. And in this investigation, I think it's going to be really interesting. What do you guys think? What are your theories? Please let me know in the comments down below. And if anyone has any additional information that could possibly help solve this case and would like to come forward, I will leave the information to the hotline linked on the screen for you guys to contact. As always, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe if you don't want to miss out on any of my future episodes. And I will see you guys next week. Bye.